Me. Red leather, yellow leather.
You.
You. All right.
My tea's good.
Okay, here we go.
And here's to the beginning.
Why, Johnny Ringo.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
I know exactly what I'm doing, and I can change it at any time.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Outlaw loose and running came the whisper from each lip, and he's here to do some business with the big iron on his hip.
Incoming the Ramblin podcast with your hosts, Conway Stoney and Stoney Robbins.
Howdy, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Ramblin podcast. I am your host, Conway Stoney,
And I am your host, Stoney Robbins.
and we are back for another week, piercing your ear holes,
Piercing,
stuff in your holes with knowledge and giggles and weird things that we feel like talking about, and you guys decide to listen to. And that's not our problem if you listen. It's really not. So you choosing to listen to us, what are you doing with your life? Why are you listening to us?
Yeah,
You
we're
realize-
just weirdos on the internet.
You realize we're big dummy dum-dums
Yeah,
with
yeah,
microphones. With microphones. But yes, hello, welcome back. It is episode 10. We finally hit double digits. I'm very proud of ourselves. We're actually been doing the damn thing. And last week's, yeah, plural. The last two episodes were very interesting, and we couldn't not talk about it. So that is a two-parter. If you haven't listened to it, please feel free to. We spent 2 weeks talking about people's desires and wants and just your fetishes, you know? And that was quite a fascinating yet disturbing couple of episodes, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, you weirdos seem to enjoy it, so
They did.
I guess we're doing something right.
There was some comments and some DMs and some private messages of just like, I didn't know that was a thing. And I was like, we didn't know either. You're welcome. Now you are also as scarred as we are.
Yeah.
Someone was talking about the videos that you mentioned during some of the sessions, and I was just like, you just opening a box of insane stuff. How dare you?
Box of worms.
You literally told the audience, and they were like, I'm going to go Google that. And then they did. And then they came to us with complaints.
Good.
Yeah. So this week, speaking of wants and desires, we really couldn't decide what we wanted to talk about this week. So I thought it would be fun, since the holiday season is approaching. If Stoney and I decided to make a little wish list of things that we want. Since you guys got to listen to other people's desires, you get to sit here and listen to what we want. If we had unlimited money to just buy some things for ourselves for, the holidays. I think that's pretty explanatory of what we're gonna do today. But yeah, I didn't want it to be like, oh, this is a dream. Like, I want to buy a house and a farm for Christmas. Like, nothing like that. Like, it literally was just items that we either send each other on Instagram that we found, or things that I actually have on my wish list on Amazon. Just things that, like, if we had the money to just splurge on yourselves, the things that we would get. You know what I mean? And we would also love to hear things that you guys really things that you'd want, because we got quite a list. I made Stoney write down 10 things, and I wrote down 10 things, and we're gonna kind of just discuss it. And if you don't like this episode, I don't care. I thought it would be fun. I thought it would be fun, because then maybe if you guys hear what we're talking about, you'll look it up, and then you'll be like, oh, that's actually really cool. I kind of want one of those now. Or if you're like, hey, instead of getting that, why don't you guys do this? You can tell me later. And then I mark it off my list, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'd rather get this one instead. I always love recommendations. You know that. You guys know that this podcast is a recommendating. We take recommendations, okay? We take in all y'all's recommendations, whether it's on topics, just comments on improvements or anything like that. We read them, and whether we do it or not just depends on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Stoney's entire if it's a transcript, it's Conway talking so much and Stoney every once in a while going, yeah. That's the transcripts. We might as well just get on into it. This was a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be, to be honest. Like writing 10 things down of what I would want if I had the money to buy myself what I wanted in this time right now. It was really hard. It took us a minute.
Yeah, it really did. Because it's so hard for me to think, especially whenever it's something like, "Hey, what do you want for yourself?"
Yeah,
Like,
and I feel
I'm
like
so bad at that.
I'm sure a lot of other people out there will relate. It's I feel like during the holidays times or any time that there's like gift giving involved, it's so easy for me to be like, yeah, let me get this person this and this and this and this and this. Like I have literally no problem. But when somebody asks me, hey, what do you want? Or if I have the opportunity to buy something for myself, it's so difficult to be like, what actually, you know what I mean? Like, what actually do I want to spend that money towards or items or, like I find it more difficult for like ourselves than it is to me just be like, yeah, I'll just get this person this, 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 and this, and this, no big deal. And it's not the like spending money aspect. It's more of like do I really want this item even when I really do? Does that make sense?
Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, you're asking me a very linear question, and I'm
Yeah,
giving you a
that's true.
linear response. And you say, "What do you?
Yeah.
How do you? Yeah, I don't. There's not much I can dig into that. You know."
Tony, the one word wonder.
That's no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep. Yep. How many variations of yeah can you say this episode?
Mhm.
But yeah, it is true, and I hope you guys, like I said, if you don't enjoy this episode, I don't really give a fuck because I felt like doing it, and this is our podcast, and we can literally do whatever we want. But also, this was kind of it was a requested topic. More of the requested topic was where do we shop or items that we like to buy from, and instead of doing that, I was just like, let's just jot down things that if we could buy ourselves presents, what would we get? Basically,
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason, like, why we're doing this, and we got some
yeah.
cool stuff we wanted to at least I mean, some of this stuff you guys might already know about, or you might even personally like this stuff. These are just the things that we like.
Stoney's over here like, I have some cool things on my list. I don't know about Conway. She's gonna have weird stuff. We didn't look at each other's list either. I have no idea what's on his. He doesn't know what's on mine. So we actually could have maybe some of the same things. I wouldn't be surprised, but probably not.
Probably not. We have very different likes.
That is very, very, very true. Okay, so I will go first. And then we'll kind of just go back and forth down our list of so that way it's not just like me talking the whole time and then Stoney talking and then we're just like, okay, bye. We'll go back and forth. So I've wanted this for a while now and I just haven't bought myself it yet and I need to because I pretty much would use it every single morning, multiple times throughout the day, multiple times at night. I really, really, really want. There's this black gooseneck electric kettle with the temperature control.
With
For,
that.
yes, for all my teas. If you guys don't know, I do not drink coffee. I haven't drank coffee in like I think over a year or two. I really haven't had the desire to drink coffee very much anymore. So I've really been, I've always been a tea person, but I've really, this past year and a half, I've really been diving into lots of different teas. So every morning, the teas that I drink, I either have like an English breakfast tea or I have like a black tea, and that has caffeine in it. So like that's kind of like what I have in the morning. And right now we just have like a Keurig, but we don't use coffee pods or the little like coffee filter things that you can fill up with your own stuff and your own grounds. We don't really use that. So we only use the Keurig for the perfect amount of like hot water. And it becomes so annoying to like have to refill the Keurig every time, and I only get a certain amount, and then I have to like fill it up. And I would much rather just have this beautiful little. It has to be the gooseneck with the long little spout. It's so pretty, with the temp control, so I can make sure it's not like too fucking hot. Because some kettles get extremely hot, and I think it would just be so nice to be like, "Oh, would you like a cup of tea? Let me pour that, and I don't have to like refill the Keurig 30 times." You know what I mean? Like, granted, there's still like we still have it for like when guests come over and they want coffee and things like that. But I just drink so much damn tea. Like I really do. Actually this morning, yeah, I had an English breakfast tea, and then now I'm drinking this like blackberry citrus that has no caffeine in it. And it's so delicious. I love tea. I love a nice warm hot tea. I like sweet iced tea. Don't get me wrong. I am southern as fuck. But I would love that. I would love like I remember when I was in Europe, the electric kettles over there are so nice. And I just think to myself, why the fuck have I not bought myself one yet? Don't take the time to like put the kettle on the stove and wait for it to heat up. It's literally just a little beep done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really nice. Like I mean, when I was in the Middle East, we had electric kettles and stuff like that because we didn't have access to running water.
They're so convenient, and it seems like
But they
every
are so
hotel.
nice.
Yeah, every time in hotels too, when you stay over the pond, they instead of having like these big like coffee machines, they literally just have kettles. And I'm like, fuck, why does America like not just have that shit all the time? But yeah, a gooseneck electric kettle in black with a temperature control. That's what I want for myself, and I'm probably gonna buy it soon. Unless you guys want to get it for me, it is on my Amazon wish list. Most of these items are, by the way. If you want to be my Santa Claus this year, you can do that. You can get me an electric kettle. Okay, Sony, what's yours? What's the first thing on your list?
Well, the very first thing on my list is actually it's not anything too crazy. Like, not all this stuff, just like she was saying, it's not all necessarily like the most expensive things. It's just things
Yeah.
that we want.
Yeah.
And I don't know, probably for the past like month or two, I've been kind of hooked on this one company called Southern Silver, and
Ooh,
they
what is
make
that?
it's just a silversmith company.
Oh, nice,
They
nice.
make a lot of jewelry, money clips. Like one thing that I think is really cool is
Chains.
yeah, they make chains,
Oh,
and
nice.
like that's the thing that I like the most. Like he makes these rope chains that are like thick rope chains, but they're not like the same rope chains you see every single person have.
Yeah.
They literally look like they're braided.
Mhm.
And so the silver looks like it's braided, and they've got like all these really cool pendants and stuff like that that you can get for them. And like if I had the money to do it right now, I would, get one of the chains, and then I'd, commission the guy to make me a stony necklace.
That'd be so
I,
cute. What would you do for like would you just have the words or would you have like a
I'd
design?
see
Have you
that's
thought of
just
it
it.
too much
I
yet?
haven't thought too far into it, but
God,
like
custom
I
shit is
don't
hard.
it really is. I don't know what I want to do for like the actual pendant
It's almost
background.
like a
Like,
tattoo, except for it's not as, permanent, but it's really hard to decide what do I want to put on this thing, you know?
yeah.
So
It's
yeah, if you did it, how would you do it?
well, I mean, for one, it would say Stony, like it would just be the full word Stony. Um, and then I don't know, maybe like there's been so many things I've thought of. Like, I mean, I thought maybe fuck, see, that's I can't even like maybe maybe a cow skull or something like that.
Yeah, and then
And
I
it,
remember
like,
I think you mentioned like a Thunderbird as
yeah, I thought
well.
about yeah. That's thank you. I was drawing a blank.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the last time I remember you telling me was like you wanted to do kind of like a Thunderbird with the name or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Like I think it'd be dope to get like just like not necessarily like a massive, like I'm not talking like a huge chain or anything, but like maybe like the wingspan be like 2 to 3 inches long, and then like across like the front of it, it just says Stoney, and like
Yeah,
on the front of the
like a
bird.
layered to where like the name is like kind of layered on top, and it's not like engraved into it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
it's
that
so fascinating how metal or how smiths in general, whether you're a blacksmith or a silversmith, how they can manipulate these metals and materials into like beautiful artworks. It's just so fascinating to me. How delicate too you have to be with some of the stuff, and it turns out like beautiful.
right.
Yeah,
I
that would be
really,
cool.
really, really like that company.
Nice. And what was it again for the people to know?
You can find them on Instagram. It's at Southern Silver Company, I believe.
Nice, 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 nice. I'm sure whenever the episode comes out, I'm sure Stony will post about it on his stories or whatever. Okay, so my second item that I decided, this is kind of, I would assume this would also be one that I know Stony will use, just as much as I would want to use. But we have been eyeballing, I think we've been basically eyeballing this since it came out. Um, I personally really want a Sony A7
Yep.
III, right?
Yep.
An
Typical
A7
Sony
III,
A7 III mirrorless.
with the 28 millimeter lens and the 50 millimeter lens. Like, I have been wanting this camera since it came out. All of the footage I've been seeing that people use it is so nice. Pictures people have been using it has been so nice. Um, it's just like, it's a camera. They're expensive. They're like $2,000 plus. It's a very expensive piece of equipment, and we're not, photographers who use it as a business. Does that make sense? Like, we're not wedding photographers or event photographers to where it's like it would deem us buying that right now as an equipment piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But eventually, I would love to be able to use it for my streams. I would love to be able to use it for my content. I know Stony would love to be able to use it for when we go on vacations or trips or just regular photography in general. But yeah, I've heard nothing but like amazing reviews and talks about the Sony A7, um, which is crazy. If you guys haven't seen kind of the footage of what it looks like, it's a very commonly used camera because it is so fucking cool. Like, it really brings the amount of things that you can even just do with it is amazing. And I would really love, I think one of my favorite parts of it, I mean, there's a lot of cameras that are like phone enabled to where you can use it on your phone as the camera's on. And I would love to be able to make content by myself, even if Sony can't be there to help me, to where all I gotta do is look at my phone, focus it in, and then it takes the photo. Like, it's technology now is like insane, honestly.
So yeah, I really like. I mean, I know you found that camera whenever I started looking at cameras. Because like we've got a Canon M50 mirrorless, which is a great camera. Don't get me wrong.
It's great.
Um,
It for me, I can't use it on streams because there's so many different million parts you have to have for it to work on stream because it's not technically used for stream, whereas the Sony one is more compatible with streaming as well.
yeah, it's a really nice camera, and I really enjoy it. And I want to see what I can do with it mainly.
Very much so. Very much so. Because you do like to dabble in photography. You do really enjoy um that aspect. And like I said, I would love to be able to go on trips and some vacations with you and you just kind of play around with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really nice.
So what is your second on the list?
My second is actually pretty much the entire Golf LaFleur collection.
Which, for the people who do not know, please explain it all. Because yeah,
So Golf LaFleur is a company that spawned from Tyler the Creator, who, for those of you who don't know, he's an actor, he's a rapper, he's a musician, he's a composer, he's a fashion designer. He does literally anything and everything. He's more of a person who just has ideas and executes the ideas the way he sees fit, and
a creator of
pretty much,
things.
yeah, he's a creative and does things the way he wants to. And Well, when I started like seeing all the stuff that he was making, it really got me excited because some of the stuff is like just so unique and so I I want to say out of touch with like norms because like realistically that's the easiest way to put it. Like his
Very
one of his most
pretty.
recent collab or not even collabs, but his most recent collections he did was a whole thing to coincide with his album. Um and like the whole theme is like traveling and so like his entire collection is like trunks and like things that people would wear like back in the 40s and 50s like when they did travel. Like he's got driving gloves, he's got what are they? The cabbie hats. Like he's got all kinds of
It
just
is a
insane stuff.
very pretty it is a very pretty collection. Like
Yeah, and it's
I'm not big on like name brand things. We're not big on, like fucking Louis Vuitton bags and their luggage and all that shit like that. I'm not into that shit. But this collection is very pretty. It is very, very pretty.
it really is. And it's one of those things that like I see it and I immediately am like, this is definitely something that I like if I paid the money for it because like it's one of the very few like quote unquote designer things that I would pay for.
Yeah.
Um like he's got a perfume that I really want that it's basically just it's very floral and it's just it looks like the bottle itself even looks pretty. Like because
Yeah.
it's basically like a clear opaque glass bottle. And the perfume is like a almost like a yellow color and then it has like a giant daisy on the
And
top of it.
and what was the collection name again for everyone who wants to go look it up?
Oh, Golf Le Fleur.
Golf Le
Um,
Fleur. Isn't that the
and
flower?
yes, it means the flower in French.
Yes, that's what I thought.
And
But it is
golf is from those of you who don't know, Tyler the Creator originally started a collective. I guess a collective is the easiest way to put it, which was Golf Wang, and it was Wolfgang just backwards, and that's all. That's how it got started, and then golf got started in the middle of it, kind of well, because there was Golf Wang, then there was Camp Flognaw, and then golf got started. There's so many intricacies to like how everything got here.
yeah.
Um, it's really pretty and I really like pastel colors and like that color palette that he uses is just right where I want to be.
It is and to me it's pricey. Like a lot of the things are pricey because it is supposed to be a designer collection, obviously, like any other big name designer out there. But I will say it seems worth the price just based on the level of stuff that he put into it, the quality, and just the aesthetic of it is so nice. It is a very nice, eye pleasing collection for sure. So I'll also agree with that on Stony. It's if you like I said, if you don't know what it is, you guys go check it out.
And
Maybe
also on the same token, anything ever made by his other company Golf.
yeah. You just love Tyler the Creator.
I love everything about him, and I would pay a lot of money for all the stuff that he has, and all the stuff that he used to have, like all the old Odd Future stuff with the donut logo. I would pay money to still be able to buy that stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so the third thing on my wish list, I kind of put this into a set because there's too many pieces and I didn't want to like list all of them and that take up my entire wish list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of categorize in a set. Like, if I had the money and the ability right now, I would finish my entire stream setup and my gaming setup, right?
Yeah,
Um,
that's also on mine, but that was like the last thing I wrote down.
so for me, right now, I just recently got one of my awesome people bought me a new monitor, and I was been using Stoney's old gaming laptop as the screen and the streaming system and everything all in one. That's the only thing I was using on my Twitch streams and everything else for the longest time. And then I had a fan subscriber person, whatever you want to call them. They were nice enough to purchase me a nice, lovely 32-inch Samsung smart monitor, which I love because it also kind of doubles as a TV, is what it technically does. But it's very nice. I really do enjoy it so much. And then I have that, and then I use the gaming laptop as my basically second monitor, and then the streaming laptop, the gaming laptop is what runs my entire stream. So if I had it my way, I would basically buy first of all, we're like to build it ground up. I would buy myself a new desk. I have one specifically picked out, a nice little 66-inch L-shaped desk. I'd buy myself that. And then I would buy another one of the 32-inch monitors. Then I would buy the 27-inch monitor. So I would have 3 monitors, right?
Yeah.
And then I would let you buy a brand new PC so I can have yours, which is we pretty much just redid it. So I'm sure
Yeah.
Stoney will get into that at his time. He'll tell you all what's in it later. But I would let you buy a new stream PC. And then I would get the one that we just kind of redid for you, which is still fabulous and works awesome. That way I do not have to use the laptop for my streaming capabilities because we've ran into some problems on it. I can't play Overwatch 2 with you. It crashes my entire system because it can't produce as much. I can't stream or produce anything higher than a 720p on stream for my like cameras. So even if I wanted to use our camera that we have now, our Canon, I can't because my system can't even produce high enough. It would be just kind of pointless. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really hard on that laptop because like it's not a bad laptop. Like
No, it's
it's
great.
got a 16 series graphics card. The biggest downfall is the fact that it's, it only has 8 gigs of RAM. And when you're
Yes.
trying to stream and play a game that's as demanding as Overwatch 2 is, like with the graphics part of it, it lags really bad and eventually crashes the stream.
Yes. And then also we run into problems with some other games. It does its job. I'm not complaining, but like that would be one thing I'd do it. And then I would get the hex gear keyboards, but the one in like brown and tan because I kind of want to have a whole connective kind of westerner theme for my setup with some nice warm tone colors. And then I really want, which I think this is the next thing's pretty basic. A lot of people have is an Elgato Stream Deck, but I don't want like the 32 key one. I don't fucking need that. I just want a little 15 key one, so that way I don't have to move my shit around and use my mouse to switch between scenes. I can kind of just click away. But the one of the main things I want, because I know it's gonna help so much better. I really want the Beacon audio mixer, which everyone uses the fucking Go XLR, which I don't want. I want the Beacon one because it's the same thing. It sections out your audio, so I don't have to go clicking and closing out my game just to turn down the volume of music or just to turn down the volume of the game itself. You know what I mean? Like I have to go through all the settings and it kind of lags my stream a little bit when I do that. So yeah, I would have the 2 monitors, a new desk, a new keyboard, the streaming PC, obviously, the Elgato Stream Deck, the Beacon audio mixer, and then I probably might get myself some new lighting that's a little bit nicer on my eyes, because I use my content lights, which are very high looms. They are fucking bright as shit. They do a bunch of different colors, but they're studio lighting. They're not necessarily meant to be put right by your fucking computer and in your face because it does hurt my eyes after a while and give me a really big fucking headache. But I think that's all I would do. I would add 2 more monitors. I'd obviously get the new desk to hold everything, and I would have the arms, the arm attachments to the monitors, so they're not sitting on my desk either. And I think I would just have it to where it's the 3 monitors, the little pieces. Like I don't need a bunch of stuff for my stream, but being able to upgrade to the PC mainly would change a lot of things about the stream. But that's what I would say. I would make that one kind of, that's number 3 on my list, is just finish my stream setup.
Yeah, it would be very nice because like I have a lot of plans that we could do with yours. The problem is it's just like, especially nowadays, it is so expensive.
My God,
to
it's so
upgrade
expensive.
Literally anything, because like I'll go ahead and touch on this too because we're on this topic right now. But like I have so many things that like I want to do with my PC stuff because like for those of you who don't know, I've already got a double monitor setup. I've got a full 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 tower PC with I just recently upgraded the motherboard, the graphics card, and my processor.
Which is why I was saying, that I would have no problem just taking Stoney's PC that he's using now and let him build a brand new one. You know what I'm saying? but I wouldn't mind that. But I think we'll definitely get more to what you want to do with yours because you said that's the end of your list, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So what after? So yeah. Words are hard, guys. But yeah, that's what I would do with my stream setup. Nothing fucking insane. Nothing crazy. I don't need like the highest of high this or that, but to make it a little bit more functionable for myself, especially since I stream so many times, so many days a week for hours on end, that would just make it a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more functionable to where I don't feel like I'm uh kind of looking back and forth with my like a chicken with its head cut off, just like because sometimes that's how I feel. I really do like I said, especially with the games closing and different things while I'm trying to like adjust one tiny thing. It really bothers me. But what's your third?
My third is actually something that I just recently found that I really am kind of like on a kick with right now. It's the Powkitty handheld console, and it's kind of viral on
You
TikTok right
sent
now.
to me. You sent that to me, and I was like, "Holy fuck, that's so cool!"
It's basically someone took the time and made like kind of a whole legitimate company out of it in a
What is it? What
sense.
is it called again?
It's the Powkitty
Okay.
handheld console, and there's like a bunch of stuff. And the nice thing about it is it has, I think, like 29,000 games from like I think from PS2 and back.
Sick.
So like I know that for me the thing that I really care about, like there's a Famicom, there's Sega Genesis, Dreamcast, N64, GameCube, all kinds of games. And you can basically like there's a search function on it, so you can like type in like Mario and you can play like 80 to 90 like fucking Mario games. Like it's ridiculous.
I thought that was what was really cool about it is the fact that there is a search function within the entire 29,000 games. The fact that you could type in just one letter and it would every letter that started with M or every letter that started with like, T, and it just lists all of these insane games. Yeah, it's a very cool device. When you sent me that, I was like, that's so neat. And it looks like a Game Boy almost.
Yes, and it's well, there's a couple different ones. So it basically has there's like the whole company is like I'm trying to think of how to explain it. They have oh fuck, what's it? They've got a bunch of different handheld ones. Like the one that I think is one of the coolest ones besides this one, because this one we're talking about kind of looks like a Game Boy Color but has thumbsticks. Oh, excuse
Yes,
me.
very much so.
But the other ones that I saw were what's it? Hold on. I'm just gonna look up the website because I'm drawing a blank.
Make it easier for you.
Yeah, they've got so many different ones. So basically, like the one that I'm looking at, that's like the handheld one. You can get it on Amazon. It's like $130.
That's
Not that
amazing.
expensive.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But if you go to their official store, they have like so many different models. Like one of them is called the X18S, and it looks like a Nintendo DS, but it has like two joysticks, and it's really cool.
And
The
they're
one that
also
we're talking about is the RGB20S
and it
because it's
goes
got
up
a
to like 35,000 plus games too. Like you can increase the games on it, right?
yes, you can like there's memory expansion slots. There's all kinds of stuff. It's really cool.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Our childhood selves would be like, how is this possible? You know?
Yep.
Like imagine handing your 6-year-old self something that looks like a Game Boy Color, but it's not, and it's like high quality HD. There's more keys on the keypad, and you're like, oh, there's 29,000 games, and then your 6-year-old self's like, but where do you put all those cartridges? What are you talking about? You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, how do you have that many cartridges? It's really insane. Like technology's fucking wild, honestly.
Yes, and it's awesome. We live in a great fucking time to be alive.
For technology for sure.
Yeah.
No, that yeah, when you sent me that video, I was like, that is too cool. Like, it's like way too cool. That for one, they're not sold out.
Yeah, the fact that like these are pretty much built on demand, I'm pretty sure. But the reason I like the RGB 20S one is because it's got a full IPS screen. So like literally it is just fucking insane. It looks like you're basically like on an actual gaming console. But like they've got another one that's like the RGB 10 Max 2, which has like a 5-inch screen, and it literally looks like the Wii U, if you remember what that looks like.
Yeah,
The handheld Wii.
that's
But
so cool.
the
Kids are
Powkitty
spoiled.
the Powkitty V9 or V90 looks like a Game Boy SP.
Ah, sick. These kids are spoiled.
Yes.
These kids don't know the amount of cartridges you had to carry. And also, speaking of cartridges, don't they have little ports for them? If you wanted to play, um,
I don't think so. This one just has memory slots, so you can like put
okay,
SD cards
that's
and
what it
stuff.
was. They
So
they
like
have
if you format ROMs and stuff onto an SD card, then you can put them in the thing and it will accept them. I'm pretty sure.
cool. That's
But
cool.
like it's funny because like the way that all these consoles look is basically like, do you remember the old shitty knockoff ones that companies tried to make? Like instead of Game Boy, it'd be like Power Station or
Yeah, I had one.
these look
I had the
like
cheap ones.
those. Like if you look at some of them, you're like, holy shit, this looks like someone knew what a gaming console looked like and didn't want to be sued for copyright.
Yeah, for real, for real. That's cool though. That is very, very, very cool. But yeah, Pow Kitty. How's that? Is it spelled like? Is it? Because I know it's spelled different, right?
It's POWKIDDY.
Yeah, instead
And
of T.
you can literally go to powkitty.com and it has their entire lineup on their store.
Well, there you guys go. If you need something to buy your significant other
And I promise
or
you, if
your
anybody likes
child,
video games, they would fucking love one of these because for, like $140, you get access to 29,000 games. And it's a fully lit back display. Like, it's great. The one that is really cool is the RGB 10 Max Panda because it's about the size of a Nintendo Switch.
yeah.
And it actually has like the same layout. So that one would be dope.
And
too.
since it says Pow Kitty, it is very kid friendly. Like it is.
Yeah, like
Like
these are all like
if you
these are
want
all
to buy
classic
it
games.
for what, like I said, if you want to buy it for your kids or nieces or nephews for the holiday season, it is. They would be able to functionally use it without, struggling too much.
Yeah. I agree. It is really fucking cool, and I want one.
You're like, I want it for you yourself. Fuck them
I
kids.
want one for me. I want one for you, so that way I don't have to share mine with you.
Fuck them kids.
So, what do you have for your next item on your list?
So my number 4 on my list, like I said, none of these are in order of like we want to not want. It's just I just wrote them down as they went. I moving on to like a completely different topic. I really want all of the binging with Babish kitchenware and cookware because he's got like knives, forks, pots, pans, cast irons, the Dutch oven. I want it all. Like I think it's such high quality kitchen utensils without breaking your entire fucking bank for some of this stuff.
And
'Cause I
also,
know-
you're welcome for knowing about binging with Babish.
Well, yes, but also it's like I said, Dutch ovens can go from like $300+ for a very high quality one, which is absolutely insane in my mind. And I think his is like maybe 90. Like it's very pristine, solid cookware from an actual chef without it being, some pioneer woman bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Where
Yeah, being like
it has
every other fucking
florals,
person.
floral, country floral bullshit all over it, or Rachel Ray's shit. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a TV cooking person who makes it look all pretty for the housewives. It's some high quality kitchenware without it breaking your bank. And I would really enjoy to have some of it. I actually would, especially some of the knives, because I was looking.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of different. Like I
He's
said,
got-
there's like
he's got a
so
bunch of
many.
really cool shit. And for those of you who don't know, Binging with Babish is a content creator who basically got started out on Reddit for finding things in like TV shows, movies, games, books, whatever, and recreating the meals as described. I think one of the first things he did was like something from Seinfeld, if I remember correctly. But it's something that I've watched for years at this point, and it's cool seeing someone that not even from YouTube, but a dude from Reddit
Yeah.
bridging the gap to YouTube, and then on top of that, making literally an empire essentially.
And like I said, it's not someone who's just on the fucking Cookie Network shows,
No, it's just some
catering
random
to
guy.
catering to all, like I said, all the housewives or women watching, and then they make their entire cookware so fucking feminine and girly, and most of it is ugly as shit. Like, I'm
And
sorry if you guys
not even
if you
just
guys
feminine and
really
girly.
if you really enjoy the fucking Pioneer Woman bullshit, I don't know how. I really don't know how. I know people collect that stuff and it sells for a lot of money, but I don't get it. Like,
Right.
I really don't. Like, I'm sure she makes great foods and has great recipes, don't get me wrong, but the aesthetic is so fugly. It
Right.
really is. And then and I think just Babish's whole aesthetic, it doesn't draw to any gender, that it has nothing to do with that. It's more of just the quality of what you're getting for the price is so nice. And I would love to have everything in the collection.
Yes, as would I.
Yeah, I like this too, because Tony doesn't even cook, but he just likes
That's
to
so
watch
dumb,
watch
okay?
me use things.
So I'm gonna set the record straight. I don't actively cook because Conway is a much better cook than I could ever dream about being. But I love cooking. Like I love cooking. I have a huge
Loves
passion
cooking,
for it.
but doesn't
Doesn't
doesn't cook.
actually do it. Like I know way too much about cooking for my own good for somebody who doesn't actually cook.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's hilarious. So like you're always like, "Oh, we should get this." I'm like, "Yeah, cuz I will use it all of the time and you'll just stare at me using it."
Exactly.
It's great. But what's up next for you?
I have okay, so this is another thing that TikTok also made more prevalent. Custom rugs.
I've seen a
Like
bunch of those.
like
Weavers.
yes, there's people that have entire TikTok cult followings almost. So like with these rugs, like the ones that I'm really liking are these anime ones. And like I'm trying to think of some of these guys' names. Give me 1 second, I gotta look this up. Okay. So there's so many of them, and like the big thing is like they popped off on Instagram because people were making like anime ones. And with these anime ones, you've got things like Naruto. Let's see, Naruto. There's Pokemon ones. There's One Piece. There's Hunter x Hunter, and all kinds of these ones that I really like.
I like how you
And
were like, "He's a custom rug guy. He makes anime ones and anime ones
yeah,
and
I was trying
anime
to think.
ones."
It was really hard to think about it.
So yeah, you kind of just listed a bunch of anime ones. Does this guy and people do anything else besides the
Yeah,
anime
I mean
ones?
the other thing is they'll do like brands and stuff. Like I the one that I've been seeing a lot lately is like the giant what's it called? Like giant Supreme logos, Nike logos. Sorry, I'm drawing blanks. I'm really drawing a blank about all these things today.
It's fine. Okay, so just custom rugs in general. If you had to do and had to commission a custom rug, just like we were talking about with your silversmith,
Yes,
what would you
you
what would
already
you
know.
want as a rug?
You already know.
I don't know actually, because I may know, but the audience and wonderful
I
listeners
know,
may not know.
but for those of you who don't know, I'm a massive anime fan. If you haven't told, or if you
Gee,
haven't,
you saying anime only? I would have never guessed.
well, it's one of those things. It's funny because like if you've watched our video podcasts, I wear a lot of anime stuff, a lot of anime t-shirts.
You're a weeb.
I'm a
We
weeb.
know.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed of it. I fucking love anime, and specifically, if we're talking about rugs ones, I would get probably Goku Black, a Beerus.
A
Um,
Beerus one would be sick.
I think honestly a cool one would be to get two and get Beerus and then get Champa. I think that one would be really cool because like
Yeah.
I could have like one like kind of skinny rug and then just
If
have
you
a
guys
thick
know,
boy.
whenever we have our house, I get to decorate everything, and then Stoney gets his one little room, and it's just gonna be a bunch of mixed matched stuff put together of just things that he likes. He's gonna have like 30 rugs on the floor. No one's allowed to step on them. Everyone has to wear feet covers when you walk on them. Everything's that's how I see it. It's like the entire unit of the house flows so well until you get to Stoney's stream room and you're like, "Oh, you fucking weeb."
Pretty much.
You and your carpets. But that is also nice. That would also be a nice little gift for people for the holidays if you guys, you're having some good ones that other people can also, you know, are like, yeah, I might gift that to my weeb friend that I know. But here's the thing about that with the custom things, right? With the custom rugs and custom anything, when you have weeb friends, you have to like ask them specifically which one. Because if you just do a general and you just have the guy do a general custom of like said anime show, they'd be like, actually, that's wrong. That's a blah, 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 blah. The amount of times Sony does that to me is ridiculous.
No kidding. I catch myself doing it way too much.
Like, actually, that's not right. That's actually blah, 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 blah. It's a blah, blah, blah with the blah, blah, blah arc and the blah, blah, blah this. And I'm just like, I literally said one character. Actually, that's not the actual character. That's anytime I bring up anything, I always have to be like, okay, what specifically in what part of this? So yeah, just FYI, guys. With that. So custom rugs, that was one of your lists?
Yes.
All right. So, my next thing, it kind of goes along with kitchen items. I don't know why I wrote it down after, but I did. I really, really, really want, like I said, if we had all the money in the world to just spend on ourselves for Christmas and I didn't have to worry about it or anything like that, and I wouldn't feel guilty about doing so, right? Because that's also a big problem, spending the amount of money and feeling guilty that I did, especially for yourselves. I would buy all of the Spiceology spices. Because one, I would feel so fucking fancy cooking with them. Two, I really love the containers and the labels of the Spiceology spices. Do you know what those are, Stony?
No, I do not.
It's literally called Spiceology, and there's like so many of them spices, but they all look like periodic table like elements on the
That's
front.
sick.
It is. It would be really cool to have them like all in a row, kind of like put together, and then you're like, oh, what do I want to use today? And it's just they look so cool. It looks so scientifical. It looks so scientific because the outer part of the spices, like I said, look like the periodic tables with their own little elements, and the spices itself and the ingredients inside are such high quality. Like I said, it would make me feel like a fancy chef with my binging with Babish kitchenware and using Spiceology on our foods. You know what I mean? Instead of the dollar spices at Wally World, or splurging a little bit to get a different brand other than just the cheapest possible. It would be nice to be able to have some, because there's a bunch of ones that are also like mixed together that aren't normal regular spices. Like they have some that are just, you only have like, hey, this version of salt, or this version of garlic or whatever. Let's just say, for example. Then they have like the ones where you mix other things with said garlic or like with pepper, and you're just like, wow, there's just so many. It like all of it sounds so good, and yeah, that'd be mine. Spiceology.
Spiceology, huh?
Yeah, the Binging with Babish was the one before, and then my Spiceology spices. But that is also quite a good gift to get somebody if you know who does a lot of cooking. They are on Amazon. They do have their own website. None of this is promotional stuff. We're literally just talking about.
Oh yeah,
what
we're
we
not
like.
sponsored by anything. It would just
Fuck
be cool
no.
if we had this stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, that's also a really good gift to get somebody is some Spiceology spices, because it is great quality. And it's just like I said, when stuff smells fucking just fresh as fuck, and you're like, oh my god, yeah, it's phenomenal. So what is yours? What's your next one?
Well, this one's kind of a blanket term again, kind of like the PC stuff we were talking about earlier. Tattoos. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of tattoos that I have in mind. They just cost a shit ton of money. Because I don't want to go to a tattoo artist that doesn't do the specific tattoo I want, if that makes sense. Like I have to really realistically, I have to go to like there's a couple artists that I know in Dallas that do specifically anime only. And like that's one of the big tattoos I want to get is I want to do a full leg sleeve of like manga panels and like anime fights and stuff like that. So one of the things with the manga stuff that I want to do is like I want to get a lot of Hunter x Hunter, some Dragon Ball, some One Piece, stuff like that, like just all over my leg, and I want to sleeve the thing fully out.
Yeah, I think that'd be you kind of mentioned it. We have a lot of ideas for tattoos. But yeah, that is a that would also you could add that as a bonus to my list of if we had all the money to do right now, a Christmas gift to yourself is a tattoo. Damn for sure.
For sure.
And I'm sure a lot of people out there can agree with us. Tattoos are also presents. You can
They are.
also gift people. It's not, and that's what I think a lot of people think it doesn't count or think people won't appreciate it. Because most people when they think of presents, it has to be like material things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if someone gifted me a tattoo for Christmas, that'd be insane because not only is that something completely permanent, but somebody who does have tattoos, most of them have a million more that they want to get. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always more tattoos that people want to get. Mostly, let's just say generally, there's usually lots of people with tattoos that have ideas already. So like for you, if someone was like, yeah, I would just want to gift you an entire leg sleeve, you'd be like, holy fuck, yeah, I know
Oh
exactly
yeah,
what I want to get. You
yeah.
know?
That'd be too easy, and I would spend a lot of money if someone really wants to do that for me.
And I don't think I mean it is taboo to a lot of people, but you can also consider that a gift. If you
Yes.
feel like gifting it to somebody, you can. And I'm sure the people with tattoos would also appreciate that. But people who don't think it's tattoos are gifts blow my mind because I'm like, it's equally as expensive as a new iPad
Oh
or a
yeah,
computer
yeah.
or you know what I mean? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's, I
That's
find
like
that
for
so weird.
I could spend that much on a singular tattoo.
Yeah, yeah, literally. And people who don't have tattoos don't understand that. Like they're not like, they just think tattoos are fairly cheap to get. And I'm like, some can be, but if you're wanting some like nice quality ones that are going to last you a really long time or some bigger pieces, that shit gets very expensive very quick.
Very quickly too.
Okay, so my next one, it's something I've been wanting to do for the past 4 years now. I've tried every March to go. I had plans to go in March of 2020, but then, the entire world collapsed basically. I've been trying to go back to Ireland for like I said 4 years now. I
Oh,
tried to go in 2020. I wanted to go in 2021, but the world was still kind of iffy about it. Um, it wasn't as, I wanted to be able to go without feeling like a lot of the things were closed or the time was limited or, especially when you're traveling to Europe, you had to be quarantined for a certain amount of time. And I wanted to kind of, not to make it feel like everything goes back to normal, not in that sense. But I wanted to feel like some of the things that I wanted to do, I wouldn't have limits on it. Like I said, things being closed early or things were sold out because there's only amount of, tickets being sold. You know what I'm saying?
yes, I do.
And then we tried to go of March this year, but it just wasn't in the right area yet to go. Yeah, it wasn't the time to go for this year. And I don't think we're going to be able to go in 2023 either. So I'm hoping that in the next couple years we can take a trip to Ireland, and I would preferably like to spend at least 1 or 2 weeks there, maybe like a week and a half. To do everything that I want to do and all the other stuff because I went by myself before I went to London, and I got to only spend 3, maybe 2.5 days in Ireland, and one of the days was being extremely jet lagged.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I remember whenever I got jet lagged coming from the U.S. to the Middle East.
And then I had like
rough.
one day to explore only Dublin, and I wasn't able to go anywhere farther out than that because then I had to go to London the next day. So, yeah, I would genuinely like to spend. And my thing is the reason I said March is it's been a dream of mine to be in Ireland for St. Patrick's week and for St. Patrick's Day. I think it would be beautiful. It's so much fun. Everyone who I know who's gone has had an absolute blast. And like I said, I had it planned for March in 2020. The world went crazy. 21, they still didn't have any of their festivities because, everything was still happening. And then this year of 2022 was the very first time that they had anything back open. And then again, it was still like, meh. But I also was just, we'll wait. But yeah, that's also one of my things is a trip to Ireland. That would be something I would gift myself right now if I could.
Yes, and I would be right there with you. That sounds amazing.
Yes.
Basically, the next thing I had was I would like to go and travel somewhere with absolutely zero light pollution.
Oh, so you had a trip as well on your list.
I did.
So what was it again?
I want to go somewhere with zero light pollution. I don't necessarily care the destination. I've only been to like a few places actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that have been completely bright enough to where you can see literally nothing but anything in the night sky.
Okay, so you got any examples of some places that? Yeah, I know you said you don't care where, but for examples for the audience, if like, do you have any specifics?
Specifically, like I'd love to go see the Northern Lights one day.
Oh
I would
yeah,
love
that'd be a dream.
honestly, the best thing would be if I could go to Alaska, because I feel like Alaska as a whole, it doesn't necessarily matter, like except for barring Anchorage and the big cities that they have, you can go just about anywhere in the entire state and have that.
Yeah,
And I just think that's amazing because light pollution has ruined so many cool things that you used to be able to see.
very much so. I would agree. Any other places beside Alaska?
Yeah, anywhere in Iceland.
I was about to say Iceland would be the very first one I would pick.
Yeah,
To go see the Northern Lights.
Iceland would be amazing because you're pretty much in the Arctic Circle already, and you could just see so much cool shit. I would
Yeah,
take
would
so
you
many.
would you want to stay in one of those one of the little bubbles?
Yes,
Little little snow
yes,
globes.
yes, yes.
You're like, yes.
All the-
All right, nice. So the next thing I have is pretty simple. I kept it easy because it's obtainable, but also not on the scale that I want. I want an unlimited and
Unlimited.
unlimited and endless supply of liquid death in various flavors.
That would be a pretty dope one.
That would be my wish list to myself is being able to buy liquid death anywhere and everywhere.
Have it all the time,
Yeah,
everywhere.
because most of the time it's either sold out, the flavors are out, or I mean, I'm not saying it's like expensive for what you're paying for, the non-polluting and the quality. But like I said, mainly a lot of the flavors always being sold out whenever we need it.
Yeah, because there's like me specifically, I love the lime one, and
And
I
the
know
lime's always sold out, and then when the lime's not
Berry.
sold out, the buried alive is sold out. You guys, if you've been on my streams, you know I drink them quite often on my streams. But yeah, I feel like that's the hard part. Is like it's either one flavor is in stock and the other one is out. I feel like I can't ever get them at the same time, and then I'm like, oh fuck! By the time I need to get more, they're sold out again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you have to. It's on like back order, and you have to wait a month. And I'm like, I don't want to wait a month. I don't know,
No
man.
kidding.
You know. So what's next for you?
Okay, so the next thing I'd want to do was kind of, I think we're kind of just in the train of thought of like, we got a lot of things we want to do, so we just made a bunch of broad topics, but would be front seat at a couple shows that I want to go to.
Mhm.
Specifically like Greta Van Fleet. I would love to go to a Greta Van Fleet show and
Yeah,
see
you might as well
like,
sell your fucking kidney for that.
well,
Jesus,
if I had an extra to give, I would.
Yeah, you know what I
Um,
mean? Like it's
yeah, but I mean, some of the other ones aren't as, I guess, as hard to do. Like I would want to go see like Polyphia live, front row. I mean, I've seen them before, but I think it'd be awesome to be right there at the front while Tim's playing.
Mhm.
It would be a magical experience for me.
But like I said, nowadays with these tickets, Like,
Oh yeah, it's
fucking God.
TikTok has ruined the live concert scene.
No,
It's
I'm not
all
even talking about just TikTok. I just meant like all of the ticket companies being fucking corporate greedy buttholes
yeah,
that are
shady
making it
fuckers.
so impossible for normal people to get tickets at a decent price nowadays with all their fees, and then on top of doing more fees that doesn't even make any sense on top of another fee, and then you're paying almost the fucking tickets less than the charging fees and things that you're paying for. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you're
Fucking
paying
ridiculous.
almost double of what a ticket cost would normally be just in service fees and stuff nowadays.
Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, front row tickets to anything right now, I'm sure is a dream for a lot of people.
Yeah,
It's
it would
it's
be
just so
awesome.
expensive. And even if it's not even like a popular artist, it's still like you're like, why the fuck are you charging me $20 extra for these fees when the ticket is $20? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
20 bucks, but you pay 80 after fees,
Yes!
delivery fees, electronic
Yes, to
fees.
see some Joe
They
Schmo at a fucking little tiny
yes,
venue. You're like,
and
what in
it's
the
so
actual
dumb.
fuck? Oh,
And it's
it's
not like we live
ridiculous.
in a time where you can actually still go and buy tickets at the box office like you used to be able to, because you go and they're just either not doing in-person tickets and they do online only, or
Mm-hmm.
they have it to where they've got so few actual like show tickets, and it's like
Yeah,
this sucks.
it's crazy. It is crazy. But yeah, I feel you on that. I'm sure that's a lot of people's fantasies that they're probably like, yeah, I wish I could do that right now.
Right? There's so many shows I want to go to.
So the next one, I kind of just, it's one thing, but I have multiple colors of the one thing. Because you
Okay.
know me, if I really like something, I'm gonna get it the same thing in all the
Oh
colors
yeah.
that's available.
Yeah. You're gonna
Like,
obsess about it.
yeah, not that I don't even care. Like, I could buy a pair of shoes, and if that pair of shoes has 5 different colors, and I really like that pair of shoes, I will go buy
You're gonna
the
have all damn
same
five
the
colors.
same exact design in all 5 colors just because I like stuff so much. So, for me, I really need some new felts. Like, I really have my vintage purple one that I want, and I have because I have a I have a 1972 resistol in purple that is so fucking beautiful. I'm so lucky to have it. It is a nice hat and a nice purple. I have some straws that I really enjoy, but my felts, oh my fucking god. I have my red Rodeo King that I also love so much, but I need a new black one. I need a new brown one. I need a new white one.
Yellow. Yellow.
I need a new gray one. So let's just cover the basics. Black, brown, white, and gray. All right. I would like those 4. And then as a like special for myself, instead of just getting the normal hats that I would wear all the time, I really fucking want an orange felt, and not like a rust orange, like an actual
Wish felt
goddamn
orange.
orange felt. And then I also want a green felt, not a lime green, not a moss dark, dark, dark green that almost looks black, but a fucking like forest green felt. Those are the 2 colors that I want, is orange and green. And then black, brown, white, and gray. To replace the ones that I have now. Like some of the ones now I call them my prop hats cuz one, they're either old and have stains on it that I hide so you can't see. 2, they're shaped got fucked up, so it's kind of a little fucky wucky on the shape. Or they're just cheaper hats that I would like to replace with a little nicer brand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel
But
you.
that would be mine. Some cowboy hats. 5. I have 5 specific ones, I think. 1,
5
2,
specific ones you want.
3, 4, 5, 6. 6 specific felts. If I could buy 6 felts right now, I would know. It's like tattoos. I know exactly what I want, the exact shape, the exact crease, the brim design, whatever I want to, the ribbon and shit I want to go around it. Yeah, I know exactly what I want. And I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm also not gonna like list off, hat shops or anything like that because I would just.
we have a lot of hat shops.
Yeah, I have so many. I would just be. Yeah. Anyways, your next thing.
So my next thing we actually already touched on because we covered them at the same time whenever we were talking about PC setups.
Yes. So what would
So
you like to
I'm
do?
gonna skip that one.
Well,
Oh
no,
well.
because we were talking about. You said you wanted to get in more
Oh,
detail
mine.
about it.
Okay, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
tell the audience what you have now, and then that because basically that's gonna become my PC, and then
Yes.
and then after that you can tell the audience what you would like to have.
So right now I have or not Intel. I'm already messing up.
It's
Um,
okay.
I have a Ryzen setup and my Ryzen setup has a 5900X. It's got a Radeon 6650 XT. It's only got 16 gigs of RAM, which it needs a lot more for the things that we like to do. It would just be nice to have more, but 16 gigs pretty much will get you through just about anything you need. And then, it's all on an MSI board, got a, terabyte and a couple extra externals, stuff like that.
And what was the two things we put in? We put in a new Ryzen 9 for you.
We put in 3 things
Yeah.
because back in, I want to say, what was it, like
I think it was,
June
yeah,
or
it was
May?
June. It was June.
My computer, the motherboard actually fried and it took out my graphics card also. And so we went on to Amazon because I wanted to see if there was any decent deals.
And there
for
was
GPUs.
a bunch of deals.
And whenever we went on there was a lot of stuff on there. But I settled on the 6650 XT because it was on Prime. It was actually one of the Prime deals, and it was like $200 cheaper than retail. So I went ahead and got that one. And then just because it was also Prime Day, I upgraded my processor because I was running a 2700X, which not a terrible, but it was only a Ryzen 7. I upgraded to a Ryzen 9, so a little bit more threads, all that jazz that I could get into that nobody cares about.
Yeah.
And so realistically from there, like my PC's not bad. It's not bad.
No, I
by much.
think it's great now that even with the upgrades, like I said, we got some great deals on Amazon Day. Basically, you know what I mean? Like we were able to cut off like hundreds of dollars off of this equipment.
Yeah. And so what I wanted to do is I want to first and foremost I want to upgrade my monitors because like my monitors aren't bad.
100%.
They're only
just older.
144 hertz monitors, and like with 240 hertz monitors out already, it'd be nice to have like something even that fast. I mean, which is unfathomable fast compared to what I have. There's a desk that I want to get specifically because it is a conversion desk. It's got electric motors and you can go from standing to sitting. And I would really like to have a standing desk.
Yes.
The one specifically, Julian Solomito uses, and he's sponsored by them, and that desk is just beautiful because it's got
it's so
custom
nice.
settings on it, so I can literally have it set to like extremely high up because, well, I'm not a small guy.
It's a
I'm
thick
somewhere.
desk too. Like it's like
Yeah,
very, very, very. It's made out of great materials. Like it's like a thick,
yeah,
sturdy desk too. Not
and
just some cheap electrical one where it kind of will wobble or the
yeah, like this
will
thing's and
bow.
it's smooth too. Like the motor goes at a very consistent speed. But yeah, that one would be awesome. Oh, and also I like the fact that it is a powered desk, so it does have a lot of powered components that
Into
you
it
can
without
actually,
having to
yeah,
attach a bunch of
yeah,
I
you
get what
literally
you're
just
saying.
plug the desk in and then everything else already gets, base power. Plus you also have like I think on that one there's even like a little bank for USBs to plug in too. So like I
Mm-hmm.
could have like my phone and stuff plugged in on the desk. That'd be
So
nice.
your monitors, your desk. What
My
about the PC?
chair.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
hold on.
your chair.
I'll get to the PC, but I
Yeah,
definitely need a new chair.
100%.
I have a very
100%.
uncomfortable chair that's literally like a $150 gaming chair from Amazon.
Which are the
It's
worst
not
types of
great.
chairs. I don't have one of those or a desk chair anymore. I am smart and I got a chair that I call the granny chair. If you're on
Oh,
my
it's so
Twitch
great.
streams, you can see it. It's literally a suede and velvet type material, and it's just an old grandma chair that I got off Facebook Marketplace for $50, and it is so comfortable. I can sit here for hours on end, and my back doesn't hurt. I can rotate it and swivel it around and rock. It's basically a rocking gliding chair, but it's from like the fucking 70s. It's so comfortable. And that's what I recommend as a gaming chair. Something that is, I can stim with it, but I also can sit and game for hours because it's a chair that, you know, is meant to be sat in for a long time. These gaming chairs are so expensive and
They're
uncomfortable.
just uncomfortable after a long time because like the biggest thing for me is like the cushion on the butt
Yep.
is non-existent in this
Yeah.
chair. It's very uncomfortable.
What chair would you get to replace it?
Well, there's a couple ones I've been looking at.
Here's the one that's like $3,000.
Yeah, that one's it's only
Yep.
like 1100, but it's also the one that Julian uses. It's I think it's Hummaker
It's
Slimmer or something.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
an
I don't know if that's the
ergonomic
actual
chair.
name. It doesn't matter. It's if you know computer chairs, everyone knows what I'm talking about. It's like the best chair in the world. Herman
Yeah.
Mills. Herman Mills.
Herman Mills. Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
Herman Mills chair.
And it's
There's a
meant
bunch
to
of
be
different
sat
ones.
in for
Yes.
long
Yeah,
periods, like
because
20 plus
it's not
hours.
actually a gaming chair at all. It's an office chair. And it's designed for, like Conway was saying, sitting in for a very long time. And anyone who games knows you can sit at a computer for a very long time without even noticing it.
Even that, or
Um,
like I said, it's meant for productivity without the
bells and whistles.
the excruciating pain that you get from sitting in a pretty looking gaming chair that's just labeled gaming chair.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that one or the clutch chair that PewDiePie did a collab with, because I think that'd be really cool.
Oh my
um,
god.
which that's also a gaming chair, so that kind of completely
Yeah, no,
negates
yeah,
my
yeah,
own
yeah.
thoughts.
You just like to have it as like a little piece. You just want it to
Or
look at.
the Secret Labs Titan XL.
Yes, the really, really, really big one.
It's designed for like up to 500 pounds, which
And
I'm
it has the
nowhere near that
cushion,
cap,
but
but
it
my
has the
God, does it
cushion
look
for it.
so good. And there's so many different colorways and stuff you can get. Like you can even get it made in like actual Italian leather.
Don't buy a gaming chair. Proceeds to
No,
talk about some
trust.
gaming chairs.
Well,
Well,
it's a
here's the
gaming
difference with
chair company, but
like
it wasn't made like a gaming chair.
yes,
It's not like a racing chair.
Secret Labs is a gaming company and they make gaming chairs. But the difference between their regular Secret Labs chairs and the XL Titan is the cushioning. It's
Oh
meant
yeah,
for like big boys. It's
big
meant
dumpies.
Yeah, it's meant to be sat on, and then when you don't have all that cushion, that's where you start getting back problems and sitting down issues and shit like that. So like there is chairs. We're not saying all gaming chairs are bad, but majority of them are. You just have to look for the cushion ratio, the ergonomic part in the back. You have to make sure that's good for you. Even just the headrest, as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like the gaming chair ones, they're designed like car racing seats, and they're just not the best thing ever.
Yeah,
There's
it's not.
They don't even really have a headrest. They just give you a little cushion pillow.
It's for the
But
name.
work. It's for the name of headrest.
Yeah, just it's for the name. Gaming chair. They just
And
for the
then
gamers.
I guess for PC, like there's a couple different options you could go, but like I want to do something dumb. Like I want a custom water cooled system.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do it, you do it.
Yeah, I want to
Because
spend like
most of these time,
$5,000 on a
yeah,
PC.
they last a really long time.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, hell, I built mine in 2018, and up until 2022, I didn't do a single thing to the internals,
and you
and
only
it
did a
took
little bit
great
to it.
4 years.
You didn't have
Yeah,
to
and I had
redo the
minor
whole
upkeep.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, you could go into huge detail on your
yeah,
custom
but like the
PC, but
PC would be a lot. But for the most things that I really want are desk, chair, monitors, and then my peripherals are pretty good.
yeah,
I like my
you
speakers that I have. I
you're
like
used to all that.
I like everything I've got. It would just be cool to have.
Let's just get your new PC so I can finally upgrade my shit.
Yeah, so you have
For real, that's all I'm focused on next is getting, letting you get your PC so I can be like, all right, finally, I can actually upgrade my stuff wholly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we got two more things each on our list. Mine, I'm gonna put mine together, both of them, the last two things on my list, because you could get them both at this place. So the second to last thing I had on my list, I want a bulk shopping trip to Costco
Yes.
I want a bulk shopping trip to Costco with no budget.
Yes.
That would be a holiday present to myself.
Hell yeah.
Just let me go up and down every aisle. I don't care how many shopping carts there are. I wouldn't buy everything in this store. I wouldn't just be like, yeah, let me just buy everything. No. I would have specific things that I would get. There'd be so much of that. That's what I would really want is no budget Costco trip. And I'm not going there looking for like, TVs or clothing or things like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm going there to like fill a freezer, fill the pantry, plus fill some garage to keep stuff for later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would be on my wish list would be.
Yeah, I would.
that.
There's so many things I could get.
Yeah, right? And then to also go with the Costco thing, because I'm sure you could probably get these things at Costco. I want a goddamn Roomba so bad
Oh yeah.
because we have 2 large German shepherds that are very hairy beasts that just shed like crazy, and every day I am taking my vacuum and vacuuming every single day piles of what looks like a whole nother animal of hair's worth.
Yeah.
And
At this point I just don't even know how
I don't know.
where does it come from? How does it grow back so fast? Like none
I
of it
don't
makes
know.
sense.
They're dogs that hairy dogs. If you guys have them at home, you know exactly what we're talking about. They're everywhere. But I would like to have a Roomba so that way it's scheduled to go around the house
Oh
and at
my.
least clean up, the dog hair to where it kind of minimalizes it to where I don't have to every single fucking day multiple times a day. You know what I mean?
Yes, but
And all
when
the
you
pet
said
owners,
that
you guys know.
when you said that, the only thing I could think of is that thing, turning on at 3 in the morning and Thena losing her shit trying to like
Nah, they
attack it.
they would, but like I said, it's like you have it scheduled. I wouldn't schedule like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
Um,
have it scheduled throughout the day.
but I would like a Roomba, and then to pair with the Roomba, I want the goddamn new vacuum. I want a new vacuum so bad. There's a brand new Eureka vacuum that it's a dog
Eureka!
or it's a Eureka pet friendly. I don't know the model. It's also on my wish list if you want to buy me a
It's got upgraded rollers that don't get
listen.
clogged.
Listen, I have my Roomba and my Eureka vacuum on my wish list on Amazon. If you would like to buy me that, you can, and I would love you forever. But yeah, I would include that on my final of my list. Is I want a goddamn Roomba to minimize all the hair, but I want a fucking new vacuum because ours sucks so bad.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's a good vacuum, but with pets that shed so much, and the amount of upkeep it is for this vacuum, it's not worth it. I'd rather, like I said. So yeah, shout out to the people who are gonna buy me the vacuum. I love you guys. You're welcome.
Shout out.
All right, so what's the final things on your list?
Well, yeah, the final things I got. There's a lot of synth equipment I want, like
God,
synthesizers, drum
God,
pads.
oh my god,
Forgot I had that on there.
yeah.
Yeah, so I really want a lot of synth equipment because one of the like weird side quests in my life
Hot
that I want to
side quests.
it's
Yeah,
it's something I really want to do. I want to make an experimental music album. I want to literally just go in with no genre, no nothing,
and
and
it
just
doesn't have to be an album for people to listen to. You just
exactly.
wanna,
It's literally just for me because I think music production is fucking rad.
you just experiment. You just wanna synthwave yourself silly.
Synthwave, darkwave, which if those of you who don't know what darkwave is, it's Bob Belcher.
Synthwave yourself silly.
I do. I really do. There's so many keyboards that I have in mind that I want to get, plus all the equipment that comes with it. There's so many programs I want to buy. Like music is something that can be really cheap or really expensive. It just depends on
Yeah,
how you're doing it and what you want out of it.
I think that's such a funny side quest you've been
Yeah, I
wanting
mean,
to
like
for so
I could
long
get
too.
by with like a MIDI controller, a drum pad, and a couple programs like Ableton, but that's not what I want.
But
I
like I
want
said, if you had the ability to just go get yourself, like I said, this is an unlimited little ability.
Yeah, but if
You
if
would
we're
have a
talking unlimited,
you'd
then not only would I do that, but I would also soundproof this room. I would
well,
spend the
we
money.
wouldn't be in this house.
Yeah, well, if we have unlimited
Yeah,
money,
I also made it clear that when we were making this list, it can't be like a house or farm or animals.
a
Like it couldn't.
house. That's what I
Yeah,
want. That's all I want.
it couldn't be anything like that. I was just trying to think of like small-ish practical things that, you know,
Yeah,
that's yeah, you would synthwave yourself silly.
I would. So many things I would. It would
I
be very nice.
yeah. Was that the last thing on your list?
No, the very last thing I have is just truck parts because there's things I
Ah.
want to do to my
So
truck.
yeah, what would you do to the truck? If you want to tell the
Just
audience.
right off the top of my head, rims.
Names 10 things off.
I'd like to delete my truck, get a programmer for my truck, upgrade the exhaust on my truck, get different rims, maybe like a 2 to 4 inch lift, new tires. One thing that I haven't had to really worry about until literally this year, I want to get an engine block heater for my
Yep.
truck. Um,
Yep.
let's see what else. some tent for it.
You're gonna tint the fucking windows. That's what we
Yeah,
need to
that's
do.
what I
God
need to
damn.
do, but it's just like fucking hey, it's not even
Money
like
goes
hard.
elsewhere, you
Yeah, it's not
know?
even hard to like find because I know exactly where I could go. It's like not
Yeah,
that far.
it's not that, oh, we don't know what to do or where to go. It's literally, well, the money is going elsewhere right now.
Just bills, man. Bills suck. Being
I
an adult
know.
sucks.
I feel you.
Yeah, I think that, well, I mean, yeah, there's other things like, maybe a bigger turbo, shit like that, like dumb shit that I don't really need. Just
Yeah,
for
you just,
cool.
it's a wish list for your little truck, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I know one thing I would do 100%, and I could actually, this might be something I might do in the future anyway, but I might do paint recorrection, which is basically
Okay.
like they wet sand all the scratches and stuff out of like your vehicle and then put a ceramic top coat on it.
Mhm.
So that way it doesn't get scratched, which I would love to do that because, it was a used truck, so there's
You
so
would
many
just,
micro
you would
scratches.
delete and just buy a new truck and
Yeah,
well,
delete, buy a
delete
new
this
truck,
truck.
restart.
No, I think both of us had a pretty good list. I don't think it was
Oh,
impractical.
wait, hold on. One last thing. Unlimited supply of diesel, and I wouldn't have to pay for it at a fucking pump.
Yeah, there
That's my
you
last
go.
thing.
Your
We'll
unlimited
say that.
supply of diesel.
Unlimited supply of fuel. I would just have a pump at my house. Never have to fill it myself. Someone would always come and make sure it's filled. That would be
Goddamn
my
dream. That's
dream.
not a wish list. That's a goddamn dream. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no kidding. Fucking fuel is just eating me alive. It
That's
sucks driving a diesel, guys.
that's crazy. Yeah, that's more of a dream than a wish list. Santa, I don't think Santa can bring you that.
Santa, can you please get everything corrected and make diesel under $3 again? Thank you.
But yeah, I think we had an enjoyable little wish list. And by the way, guys, I will say this one more time. There are things that I said in this episode that are actually on my wish list on Amazon. You can
Yeah.
find that on my links.
Yeah,
And
and
if
if
you
you-
want to gift it to us, you can do it anonymously. You don't
Yep.
got to add your name. Everything is protected. My site's protected. I can't see your information. So if you want to be our Santa this year,
Hashtag buy a shit.
we do have, like I said, I do have a wish list that has some of the stuff that we want on it. But yeah, I think this wasn't meant to be an episode if you guys, like I said, didn't care for it. I don't give a fuck.
This
We
was
wanted to
wanna
talk about
shit we want.
yeah, and it's like I said, holiday season is coming around. We will have more episodes coming out in the future, but I did enjoy hearing some things that you wanted, and I hope you enjoyed some of the things that I wanted. And I
Yeah,
know
because a lot of the shit we want, we both want.
yeah, and what's also funny is I'm sure a lot of you guys listening, maybe that gave you guys some gift ideas for your fellow friends or family. Especially some of the, some of the stuff was normal price stuff, wasn't anything crazy. And then some of the other things we had were unlimited supplies of bulk shopping at Costco.
God,
That
Costco. Oh, I love Costco. Costco and Sprouts.
Oh,
Mm.
but
Chef's kiss.
yeah, if I would love to hear what you guys want for the holiday season and what you guys want on your wish list, because maybe then Stony will want it too.
Yes.
But
Probably.
I have this week's
No,
secret
I have it. I
passcode.
literally was just thinking about this. I know what it is. Which one
What
do
were you going
what
to
do you want?
say?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I want, and you can tell me what you want, and we'll see what the audience decides. How about that?
Okay. I
Well-
thought if you have listened all the way through to the end of this podcast, congratulations and thank you. This week's secret passcode for Conway is a little gift box. Is the little gift box.
Yo.
It's the present.
Originally, that was mine too.
Well, then that's what it's going to be.
But no, if you want to vote for Stony, you can use the little Santa face emoji.
What if people don't celebrate Santa?
I don't care. It's still on the emoji thing.
You guys can use secret
Use
passcode
the
this week
Hanukkah.
is-
I don't care. Use a Christmas one. Or
well,
whatever.
we still have all of our, December podcasts to come through. That's why I didn't pick that one.
Okay,
So,
fine. Then
this
don't
week's
listen
secret
to me.
passcode is a gift present box emoji. So please leave that below in any comment sections or send it to us to let us know that you have watched and listened all the way through.
Or you can DM it to us because I know a couple of you you little ramblers out there, you listen and you send me on DMs and you're like, hey, look, here's the passcode. And
And
you
it's
throw it
fun.
right
It's
on.
fun
Yeah,
to know
it's
that you
great.
guys, and like I
It
said,
brightens my day.
in the future, whenever we have merch out for the podcast, we'll make sure that that's the discounted code, and you guys can hear, and only the people that listen all the way through get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it'll be
Um,
somewhere random every time, so you little weirdos can't be like, oh, I'll go to this timestamp and find it. You'll never know.
but yeah, this was a great little episode 10. I'm excited to do more coming up and in the future for the podcast.
I really liked this episode. I was feeling a little bit apprehensive and not knowing how it was going to go, but I'm glad we did this episode because it was fun. I had a
I'm
fun
glad
time.
you did too. So, where can the audience find you, Stoney?
Well, I say the same thing every time, so I'm sure you idiots are tired of hearing
Except
it.
for
but
last episode, you said, "Please do not find me. Please
Yeah,
don't dare
don't
find
find
me."
me.
If I do quote you correctly, you said, "Please fucking don't."
Well, that was only because of the content, and you wanted to talk about weird stuff. But if you idiots don't know, my name's at Stoney Robbins, somewhere, anywhere. And if you
There's
can't
an
find it,
underscore.
yeah, there's an underscore somewhere in there. Just try it out, see where it's at. Probably at the end of it, but I don't know. What
It's
about
Stoney
you?
Robbins. It's Stoney Robbins underscore. Let's not be confusing for the
At Stoney Robbins underscore, or it's just at Stoney Robbins, depending on the platform.
I think all of them are at Stoney Robbins underscore.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. That's why I laugh. I laugh every time you say that because I'm like, nope. All of them have the underscore.
Oh, damn! You're right. You are 100% right.
So yeah,
It's at Stoney Robbins underscore.
there we go. And you guys can find me at, it's super easy, conwaytitty.com. If you want to find all of my socials or the Twitch, come hang out there, or my Amazon wishlist.
Wishlist, buy the wishlist, buy the wishlist.
Yeah, you can find it at conwaytitty.com. It's so easy just to type that in your little browser. URL spot conwaytitty.com, and then it'll take you to all my links. Come hang out on the Twitch streams. We're going to be having a lot of fun this December. It's going to be a lot of stuff. Stoney pops in every now and then and plays some games with us. It is quite fun. Other than that, I think this was a nice little episode. I don't want to make it too long. Merry holidays to everyone. Whenever this comes out, I hope you guys are looking forward to this season of gift giving. And like I said, if you want to be a gift giver to us and be our Santa, you can, and or find things on our list to gift to your friends and family.
And in closing, nothing is real, the government sucks, and everyone is still here. So
Conspiracy.
be a good person.
But we will see you guys on next episode. Like I said, this was episode 10. And I'm your host, Conway Titty.
I'm Captain Idiot Head.
And we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.